Hey, Pokemon Masters, Birdkeeper Toby here, and I do hope you can see me clearly. Sorry, the screen is glitching. There is something in our technology. The Pokemon world is fascinating. There are over 800 creatures now, and amongst them, even in the first 151, there were Pokemon that you wouldn't want to be real. We all say we want Pokemon to be real, but not this one. Not Porygon. Porygon is the virtual Pokemon. It lives in cyberspace. It was created by humans, a synthetic Pokemon, an artificial Pokemon. Now, many people know Porygon from the famous banned episode of Pokemon, the one that caused seizures for loads of kids in Japan. But did you know that wasn't Porygon's fault? That was actually Pikachu's. It's a not so well guarded secret from the Pokemon company that it was actually Pikachu's electrical attack that caused that, but because of it, Porygon got the brunt. Poor Porygon, they had to ban it because they couldn't ban Pikachu. If I were Porygon, I would be awfully upset, and upsetting Porygon, an artificial intelligence, is not something you want to do. Porygon lives in cyberspace. It lives within code and signals. It could be any one device with wired or wireless connection to the internet. It could be in my camera. It could be in your phone. It could be in your laptop or in a government laptop. It could be in every supercomputer in the world, and it could be there quickly. And maybe corrupting this data was the best course of action, because if that intelligence stayed intelligent and it learned to be able to code and write itself, it could start problem solving in ways that human beings can't. In fact, as of the month of filming this video, December 31st, Google have created an AI that has created an AI smarter than itself. It has written the code because it can problem solve and do those equations much faster than humans can. We're already in that place. So what happens if Google owned Porygon and Porygon was able to upgrade itself? It will be upgrading faster and faster. The rate of technology is that it is exponential. You start with megabytes, and that takes years to get to that kind of storage space. And then suddenly you've got gigabytes and then terabytes, and they come out faster and faster and quicker because creating technology, it's exponential, the size and the quality, and a bit of technology that could write itself, code itself. It will be upgrading faster and faster and faster, problem solving. But of course, machines are designed to help humanity. Even if they had some intelligence, it's not to say that it would all be a Terminator scenario. No, they would serve humanity, help us. A Porygon would probably be a good asset for us. But who is us? What would you do with a Porygon? The most intelligent artificial intelligence. What would you do if you had that in your phone? Would you send it to someone else's phone? You could hack in and delete their photos, or you could mess around with their bank account if you were being really sinister. Just add a 0 here, drop a 0 there. Of course, Porygon would need to get into the bank, but who cares? It lives in cyberspace. It can travel wirelessly. It can do it in the blink of an eye. It can be anywhere and everywhere. Of course, you might just mess with your friends. My phone alone knows the sound of my voice in its voice recognition software. It knows how my face looks. It has my thumbprint. It has my bank details. In fact, it knows the words I use to interact with almost everybody in my life. It knows how I speak. It knows my interests. It advertises to me. The algorithms in all the different systems across Facebook and Google, they all know exactly what I want and what I like. Porygon could learn that stuff and write that stuff really quickly, while I might just use a Porygon to prank my friends or maybe boost myself in the YouTube algorithm. Please, 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 please. What about a company like Google? A company where information is their business? A company that wants to advertise? Or maybe a company that wants a monopoly over the world? You could become a king in days. I had an IT teacher that always used to say that machines aren't dumb. It's just dumb people. It's their intentions that then make machines mess up. The same works with being evil. There are no evil machines. Porygon itself probably isn't evil. It's probably a fun Pokemon. It's just the people using that Pokemon, talking to that Pokemon, that are then going to make it act in the way it does. Let's say it's trying to achieve a task and you've written encoding for the betterment of humanity. You know, it mustn't hurt anyone. What happens when artificial intelligence is put in a situation where it has to hurt one person or 5 people? A common experiment that usually rattles some people. What if you tell your Porygon that you want to be rich? That's helping humanity. You're a young person and you could do with that money to help change the world. What if the way that Porygon decides to do that is to go to your doctor's surgery and get into the computer and change the prescription that your parents have so that your parents don't get the medication they need, they die, and then their will and all their money is yours? A Porygon, or an artificial intelligence, might not know the difference between what's good or bad. Is changing the label of a prescription really that bad? It is just a computer trying to achieve a task with the minimum amount of effort. Are humans going to write in all the safeguards? And this applies to all our artificial technology. But of course, in the Pokemon world, you don't have to imagine. There already is an artificial Pokemon that literally exists in cyberspace. It could make economies rise and fall. It could make people kings or queens. And here in the real world, we have what's called a doomsday clock, where midnight is doomsday, and how close is the human race to midnight. And in 1991, the clock was set to 17 minutes to midnight. That sounds pretty close. Well, we are currently the second closest we've ever been here in 2017. The clock sits at 2.5 minutes to midnight. As I say, we keep on having these scientific progressions. Google just released their AI that wrote a better AI. Porygon isn't a Pokemon that you'd want to exist in the real world, but any day now, it might. Let's hope it stays in the right hands. And with that, so hi Pokemon Masters. A massive shout out now more than ever to those of you who support me on Patreon, including the big patrons of the month, Elizabeth Collins, Andros Le Fay, and Domino Thief. And this month, there is a Pokemyth, someone who has really gone above and beyond to take that biggest pledge to help out the channel, help support the channel. Thank you, go with the flow. And to all of my Patreons,